For over 30 years, the STIHL Timbersports Series has been the pinnacle for competitive lumberjacks. For such an uncommon sport, steeped in tradition, how does the talent pool replenish? Today, we're going to take you to two different continents, follow two separate competitions, to introduce you to a group of young athletes who'll show us how far an axe, a saw, and determination can take you. Our first stop is the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Championship from Tyrol near the town of St. Johann in Austria.
The mountains around the location are absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, the venue's amazing. To look out over the clouds and yeah, it's snow around and yeah, really looking forward to it.
The rookies are the best newcomers from all around the world.
The Rookie Championship, I think it's a really good competition. It gives a chance to every country to produce a rookie so that they can move on and experience this.
It's really important that STIHL and STIHL Timbersports has the rookies.
I wouldn't have thought ever in my life that I would be competing in STIHL Timbersports, let alone the World Championships.
It's truly an honor and a blessing to be able to represent my country here.
I love the venue. It's beautiful. It's definitely very high. It means the world to me to be able to come over here and represent my country.
The big moment arrives for the best rookies in the world as they get introduced to the 1,300 spectators on the main stage high above St. Johann. 8 of the athletes have qualified for the main event where they will compete in heats of 2, but not in a sudden death match. It's all about the time. There are 4 disciplines in the Rookie World Championship. The STIHL stock saw is the first. Using an off-the-shelf 7.3 horsepower chainsaw, the competitors have to cut 2 cookies from within the marked area, one downwards and one upwards. The cookies must be complete to be judged as a good cut. Standing block chop is the second. Using an axe, the athletes have to chop through a 27-centimeter vertically mounted block from both sides. Precise blows combined with power are the key to success in this one. Single buck is the third. Using a 2-meter-long one-man saw, a single cookie has to be cleanly cut from a 40-centimeter block. In this discipline, the athletes have to use smooth but dynamic rhythm. The final discipline, underhand chop. While standing on top of a 30-centimeter horizontally mounted block, the athletes use the axe to chop through from both sides. A quick change is very important here. All right, let's get started with the stock saw. In the first heat, it's the 24-year-old Spaniard Iker Vicente against the 23-year-old Australian Andrew Kelly. Iker Vicente has been taking part in STIHL Timbersports since 2015.
I'm ready for chopping these mountains.
His opponent, Andrew Kelly, also on the scene since 2015.
Yeah, these boys here better be watching out because the Aussies are coming.
Hands on the wood, get set.
Here we go, and the Rookie World Championships is officially underway. 2 cuts, remember, both cookies have to be complete, a downward cut and an upward cut. And there we see Iker Vicente with a good start on the upward cut. Andrew Kelly, same is looking good for him. He's inside the line, 2 cookies, and the time is good for both of them. 15:81 for Iker, 16:17 for Kelly. And those stock saws really making short work of these big blocks here at the Rookie World Championships. What a great start.
Both cuts are good.
Yeah, I had a bit of trouble with the upcut, but yeah, that's the way of the game. Stock saws make or break, but you get that.
I think it's okay. It's not my best discipline, but I think I am happy with that.
The next 2 contenders enter the stage area. In this heat, it's Jonathan Meary out of France against Ben Cumberland from Canada. Meary has a personal best time of just 13.24 seconds in this discipline.
Allez la France!
His opponent, 22-year-old Cumberland, Canadian Rookie Champion 2015.
I'm Ben Cumberland. I'm here at the Rookie World Championships, and I'm going to do my best.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Here we go, Ben Cumberland, Jonathan Meary. Good start for both of them. Cumberland had a quick reset in there, but he is on the downward cut still. Meary, however, gets the upward cut started before Cumberland. Both of these saws weighing in at about 7.5 kilos, so that's a bit of work. And Meary wins this one with a time of 13:77. Cumberland with a 14:79. It seems like both cuts are good. The two cookies have to be cut from within the 10-centimeter marked area, so it's real important that these guys are precise and cut as straight as possible. All right, both these guys have just moved into first and second place in the rankings so far.
I bogged the saw down a little bit, so in the first cookie it wasn't as fast as I would have liked it, but I'm happy with it for now.
I'm really happy with that. It all went well, and I'm really motivated for the next discipline. We come to the last heat in the stock saw discipline. This time it's Ben Nicely out of the USA against the local Michael Neuschitzer from Austria. It's the 22-year-old American's first time in this contest, and he set his goals pretty high.
I'm here to win this.
But not if Michael Neuschitzer, who finished third last year, has anything to say about it.
Kämpfen und siegen, aufgeben, etablieren.
I won't give up.
Hands on the wood. Get set.
Both guys off to a good start, and it looks like Ben Nicely's got the advantage on the first cut. Upward cut starting now for Neuschitzer and Ben Nicely. Ben Nicely with the lead here. Looks like he's going to take it. He will. And it appears as though the cookies are good. A time of 14:71 for Nicely, 16:80 for the Austrian. The slow-mo shows how determined Nicely looks and a good start that looked very promising for Neuschitzer.
Both cuts are good.
The head game, the first event, stock saw. Everybody thinks it's the easiest event, and it's the one that gets to you the most.
I'm not 100% happy. I know that I can do it faster and better. So the results after stock saw, Jonathan Meary in the lead, Ben Nicely and Ben Cumberland in second and third.
Up next, an event where brute strength will be on display, and later we take you across the Atlantic to find the #1 United States collegiate lumberjack when the STIHL Timbersports Series continues.
The STIHL Timbersports Series is brought to you by Ram. Guts, glory, Ram. Duluth Trading, designed and tested by tradesmen. STIHL, the #1 selling brand of chainsaw worldwide.
Welcome back to the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Championship 2016 from St. Johann in Tyrol. We rejoin as the current leader, Jonathan Meary, makes his way onto the stage. His opponent, Iker Vicente. Next up, it's the standing block chop, the second of 4 disciplines in this Rookie World Championship.
3, 2, 1, go!
The diameter of this block is 30 centimeters, and these guys have to chop through from both sides, and Vicente is very, very strong in this discipline, looking good as he gets a clean set on one side, and now Meary moves over to the other side and starts working on the backside of his standing block. Meanwhile, Vicente in the red shirt takes his block down really fast. Meary in blue just behind him. Vicente with an 18.27, Meary with a 24.12, and that could cost him the lead. In the replay, we see that Meary was getting hung up in the block. Pulling that axe out costs time and energy, and in this competition, time is crucial.
Both cuts are good.
24 secondes.
Yeah, 24 seconds. That's not my best time. It's not the worst either, so I'm okay with it.
For me, it's not very good time. This is one of my best disciplines, and at home trainings I do much better.
Michael Neuschitzer from Austria up next against the American Ben Nicely. Nicely, 22 years young. It's his first Rookie World Championship. Neuschitzer, on the other hand, 21 years old. Been around for 2 years, finished third last year, so he's the guy with a little bit more experience. And there we see Ben Nicely inspecting his log, and Neuschitzer in red checking his out.
3, 2, 1, go!
This discipline simulates cutting down a tree or felling a tree in the classic sense. Precision, strength, and stamina are needed here, and at this altitude, that strength is drained quickly when the oxygen is lacking in the air. Nicely changed sides first there, and he is really working. This could be decisive for him, but he gets the axe caught a couple of times, does, however, get it through. Neuschitzer, one final blow, and he drops his log. So that's a good time for the American, 19.33 seconds. Neuschitzer finishes 23.43. So that's a new best time for Neuschitzer, third place, and second position for Nicely.
Both cuts are good.
It wasn't my best, that's for sure. It wasn't my best. It was all right, and I'm okay with it, but I could have done a whole lot better.
Topswin.
Yeah, very happy. 2 seconds quicker than last year. Very good.
Was genau.
The next to enter the arena, Ben Cumberland from Canada and the Czech Zdeněk Maras. Maras on the right, 25 years, 178 centimeters tall, 82 kilograms on the left. Cumberland a little taller and 90 kilos. And there we see Maras.
I'm ready.
Time to beat, 18.27 seconds. That is a time from Iker Vicente, and it's looking good right now for Ben Cumberland, who's already on the other side of his log. Look at that, Maras now finally moving over, and Ben Cumberland just destroyed that log in 14.43. An incredible new best time for the Canadian. Maras needed a couple more blows, 21.42 for the Czech. There we see Maras getting his axe caught a couple of times. Meanwhile, Ben Cumberland, wow, that axe was on fire, cutting through like hot knife through butter.
Both cuts are good.
I didn't have my my axe sheath placed exactly right, so that kind of played with my head a little bit, and I didn't follow my pattern in the back. But the axe was chopping well, and the wood's really good.
In the last heat of this round, it's Australian Andrew Kelly against the Hungarian Norbert Bako. Bako, 21 years old, has been around for a couple of years already. It's only the second year for Kelly, though. This is Bako's favorite discipline, so he may have the advantage. But Kelly, on the other side in the green and yellow, is a big man with strong blows, and he's got some very good mentors to look back on as we see Bako right there, ready to go. Let's go. So Ben Cumberland has set the time to beat. Norbert Bako starts well. His pattern looking nice on the first side. Meanwhile, though, look at this. Andrew Kelly, he is rocking and rolling with those huge hits, and got to get that last piece done. Holy smokes, folks, a new good time. 13.14 seconds for Kelly. Sensational and a new best time. Kelly looks awesome in his favorite discipline, but Bako can still be happy with getting the third best time of the day.
Both cuts are good.
Yeah, pretty happy with that time. I was hoping to get it in 6 and 5, and that last bit stayed there, so you get that, but still come away with the win, but I'm a fair bit down the leaderboard, so not real happy about that.
Here's the results of the standing block chop. The Australian Andrew Kelly coming first and collecting a solid 8 points, followed by Ben Cumberland and Norbert Bako. In the overall standings, Ben Cumberland takes the lead, followed by Ben Nicely, and thanks to his win in the last discipline, Andrew Kelly jumps up to third place. We've reached the halfway mark in the contest, but there's lots more action to come. Next discipline, the single buck. Andrew Kelly, currently third, meets Ben Nicely, who's just 1 point in front of him. Getting the start here is super critical. You don't want that saw to catch or get stuck, and that does happen there for Nicely. Meanwhile, Kelly, he has got a great flow, and he's getting through that block very well. He gets stuck too, but he gets through first in a time of 12.46 seconds. Nicely comes through with a 15.34. In the replay, we can see that both of these young athletes are giving 100% in this single buck duel, and both of them get a couple of catches there. The final push, though, for Andrew Kelly right there, and Ben Nicely hung up. That cost him time.
Both cuts are good.
Yeah, that's probably my personal best. Probably could have been better. I don't think it's good enough to win the event, but what can I do now? I'm over and done with.
Not quite. All I wanted to do was run it smooth, and that didn't happen. It was a rough one.
Over halfway through our competition, and Ben Nicely from the U.S. has staked claim to second place, with eyes set on the current leader, Canada's Ben Cumberland, coming up next.
Welcome back to St. Johann in Tyrol and the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Championship 2016. Single buck is the third of 4 disciplines. In the next heat, it's the local hero Michael Neuschitzer from Austria against the Canadian Ben Cumberland. Ben is feeling the pressure as last year his younger brother Nathan won the championship in Florence.
My younger brother last year got first place, but probably initially there was a bit of pressure when I realized, okay, now I'm going.
Nathan won, followed by Bacco and Neuschitzer, but this year it was Ben that qualified for the Rookie World Championship.
They're the best rookies in the world right now, so obviously it's going to be a tough competition either way. Doesn't matter how you look at it, who you're seated against. But if I had to put money on it, I'd probably say Andrew Kelly. He's from the region where the best lumberjacks in the world come from.
Good long start pull by Neuschitzer. Cumberland looking a little bit hectic, but now they've got the rhythm going. Both of these gentlemen really pushing it hard. Neuschitzer, wow, look at the length of his pull. Good run for Neuschitzer, 11.80. Oh, but the Canadian with an 11.92. That's a nail biter, coming pretty close. Wow, good heat between these two guys. Cumberland showing his own against a very strong Neuschitzer. There's the final stroke from Neuschitzer with a good win on that one, and Cumberland's last cut also quite nice. Just a 1/10 of a second back, Cumberland is.
I hung up twice in the bottom of the log, and I definitely could have shortened my stroke a little bit so that it would have been smooth the whole way, but it is what it is.
I always said I'd attack on the single buck. It's my best discipline and I can't go wrong. Michael Neuschitzer takes the victory and a much needed 8 points. Cumberland coming in second and Andrew Kelly third. In the overall standings, Cumberland increases his lead by 4 points, with Kelly, Nicely, and Bacco in places 2, 3, and 4 respectively, just separated by 1 point each, battling for a place on the podium. Next up, it's the current leader Ben Cumberland from Canada and the third place Ben Nicely from the USA. A battle of the 49th parallel is about to start. Ben Cumberland currently leading in the overall standings with 20 points, but Nicely is only 5 points back, so he needs this win to increase his standing position here. However, both of these guys are looking really even on this underhand chop. Who's going to take it? It's going to be close. Still working hard. You can see an axe get stuck there really quickly, but Nicely gets through, but not fast enough, and it's Cumberland in a time of 19 seconds. Nicely only 1.6 behind, so that's close. In the replay, they both change sides at the same time. Ben Cumberland just finishing off first by a slight margin.
Both cuts are good.
Too many hits. Should have done a whole lot less in this soft wood. It could have drove off a whole lot easier.
So now, depending on how these last two athletes perform, we'll have the overall standings set. Andrew Kelly currently second in the overall standings, and Norbert Bacco, who still has a chance to get on the podium. Time to beat, 16.27 seconds. Kelly very good with the axe. He works quickly over to the other side. Baco still on his first side now. Baco in the green, white, and red shirt finally moving over. Kelly super quick. Couple of final blows. Kelly is through. Good time for him. 17.41, although he did struggle to get those last couple of cuts. 22.95 seconds for the Hungarian. In the replay, Andrew Kelly getting his full weight and the length of those arms into those blows, so really good form.
Both cuts are good.
So Andrew Kelly defends his second position overall.
I feel all right. Underhand didn't go to plan. Chip sort of hung in the places I wanted to hit, but you get that. That's wood chopping.
So the winners are Ben Nicely from the USA in third place with 20 points. Andrew Kelly, the young Australian, takes second place with 23 points and a good showing at the underhand chop. Ben Cumberland, though, with a big smile on his face, is the STIHL Timbersports Rookie World Champion 2016.
Well, it could have been any of these rookies here. Any of these rookies, they're all great. Andrew Kelly, Norbert Baco, Ben Nicely, like they've all shown that they are really good in these events. They're the best. They're the best from their country. So, it depends on how the cookie crumbles. And today, God made it crumble in my way. So, praise the Lord.
The Golden Trophy stays in the family for another year as Ben Cumberland repeats his brother's success and can avoid a ribbing at home. A very emotional moment, though, for Ben as he claims the title.
The STIHL Timbersports International Rookie Competition from Austria has ended. But now across the Atlantic, the search for the next United States Collegiate Challenge champion is coming up next from Chicago.
The STIHL Timbersports Series is brought to you by STIHL, built in America because we believe in America. Duluth Trading, designed and tested by tradesmen. John Deere, nothing runs like a deer.
The best American collegiate competitors have gathered in the Southland of Chicago. The top 8 United States Collegiate Lumberjacks have qualified for a chance to become the United States STIHL Collegiate Challenge champion. They'll square off in 4 separate events. First up, the underhand.
Underhand time for the 2016 Collegiate Championships. Stand number 1, John Parcell. They call him the Ketchikan Kid. He is our Western Regional qualifier from the University of Montana. Stand number 2, Kemp Wilson from Clemson. He's our Southern Regional qualifier, first-year competitor here. Andrew Sargent. He's been training with Josh Wilson, West Virginia boy, Mid-Atlantic Regional qualifier. Paul Smith's College sent us Wild Bill and Will Adams from the Northeast region. He's one of our wild card competitors.
It's always been, let's call it a problem in the Northeast region, the amount of talent that it just bottlenecked in there, and it wasn't fair just to take one. We did take 3 extra wild cards this year.
But it's good to see this program working. We're seeing the college guys graduate from this program, move into the pros, and we've watched in semifinals and finals, we're going to see some great former college competitors advancing.
Timers
into the
ready.
finals.
Contestants ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Boy, these guys were twitchy this morning at the hotel. This is a big log, 13 inches of white pine. It's not the wood they see, it's the wood they don't see down at the bottom in a round log. That will haunt them in this event. The chance, the likely outcome here is that these guys are going to blast through the front of this block, putting in maybe a 10 or 12 hit front, bail on it too soon and not have the work done. Billy Adams around quick. He's looking good. His first 2 hits on the backside overlapped each other. You need to spread that 7 or 8 inch axe. He's driving now. Will he get that? Whoa, that's beautiful. That man did his homework. Billy Adams right there. The Paul Smith's crowd showing some love for Bill Adams as he steps off that block. Clearly, he did the work in the front of that block. He's followed by Andrew Sargent, and we'll stay with Kemp Wilson and John Parcell, respectively, as they work their way through 13 inches of lathe-turned white pine timber. Billy Adams, our wild card from Paul Smith's College out of the Northeast region, posts a time just barely 5/100ths of a second behind our best time of the season with a 34.05.
Chopped the block pretty well, a little hard. Getting into it a little slow, acts a little sticky at the beginning, but definitely if I could chop it over again, it'd be faster, that's for sure, but never gonna chop a block perfectly, I guess.
Heat number 2 of the underhand chop 2016 collegiate finals here. Sutton Carhart, another Northeast regional wild card. He's joining us out of Alfred. Ethan Hall, I got a lot of empathy for this guy. He followed the same pathway. Brad Jones, University of Maine. He is our actual Northeast regional qualifier. And Aaron Hovis from Three Rivers Community College out of the Midwest. Dave, those last two guys, Brad Jones, Aaron Hovis, are both in their second year in this collegiate event. How big of a role does that play in their potential success here today?
Well, you know, this is a different atmosphere. You don't see it any other tournament.
Timers ready. Contestants ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boy, Hovis was dying to go. He had that axe up over his head on the 3, and he was holding it. ADQ and you are out. Look at the pace, though, and Ethan Hall, too, not going to give anything away easy.
Ethan Hall, long, tall body style, but he seems a little bit tight, a little bit cramped up. Elbows are in, not really getting the extension out of that.
Check out like Brad Jones on 3. Let's see Brad Jones. He's drawn a melon, and I tell you what, if he keeps his head down, keeps looking into that hit, chip the bottom there, he's done it. Now he's thinking about driving.
He's left a little bit of wood at that bottom. I don't know. There he goes.
Hovis.
Aaron Hovis off.
Hovis looks down and says, you'll have nothing and like it at 34.71.
Brad Jones, Ethan Hall stepping off very close to each other. That was Brad Jones' cut to lose, and he lost himself at the end of that block. In the end, it's Aaron Hovis coming out on top once again, a 34.025, hanging right around that 34 flat that he posted earlier this year.
The first discipline, the underhand, is in the books. Aaron Hovis bests Billy Adams to take the early overall lead. Coming up next, an event where calm nerves and steady hands will make all the difference. If you like motorsports, this next event is for you when the STIHL Timbersports Series continues. The STIHL Timbersports Series Collegiate Challenge from the Southland of Chicago, Tinley Park, is underway, and Aaron Hovis has staked an early lead as we head into the second of 4 disciplines, the stock saw.
First heat of the stock saw event 2016 STIHL Timbersports Collegiate Finals, stand number 1. That man right there, that's Kemp Wilson, a Clemson Tiger. It is his first year at the STIHL Timbersports Collegiate Finals. He's up against John Parcell.
Right,
there you see him, the young man from the University of Montana, our Western Regional qualifier. They call him the catch-a-can kid.
On this sport, you want to control your controllables, Kevin. And STIHL's done it for us here. Identical MS661 Magnums. Same throttle response, same bar length, same chains with 36 teeth each.
Hands on the wood.
You really want to be monitoring the RPM, the revs on these saw, and of course, all these guys have their leg chaps on, ear muffs, and eye protection. Trouble on stand 2, Dave.
Absolutely have trouble on that changeover. What a cut on 1, though. Look at that, 10.96. That is a faster than fast time in the professional ranks. Unbelievable. There's the replay right here. Let's see the changeover. Beautiful, flawless. Not even the width of the bar out of the wood, and he's back in it.
Well, underhand didn't really go like I wanted it to, but stock saw went well. Since I did disqualify in the stock saw in the qualifier, I was very pleased with that, and just got to calm down a little bit and get used to being out there and chopping. It's the first time I've ever been to the Nationals, so it's really exciting.
Heat number 2 of the stock saw for our collegiate final. Second-year competitor, off to a great start with the underhand. We'll see if he can follow up here with the stock saw. Aaron Hovis from Three Rivers College out of the Midwest. He's our Midwest regional qualifier, a timber cutter in the Midwest region. And Wild Bill coming to us from Paul Smith College. There's a whole mess of green shirts out there that say Adams on the back as he gets some cowbells and some thunder sticks in his ear.
Hands on the wood.
I like the stance by
Get
both
set.
these competitors. Stepping back so they can come at the log. Beautiful entry. You can hear those RPMs. Mirror images out the bottom. Oh, trouble on 2 though. Billy Adams, can he catch up? No. Hovis. No. Trouble now on 1. Aaron Hovis. Too fast, and he's had to make that down cut. Now you are allowed to get a third disc in either a down motion or an up motion. He chose the down motion. It was faster. On a solid run for Will Adams, but not enough to catch Kemp Wilson from heat number 1. That 10-9 is still holding strong. That man right there is from one of my alma maters. He's from ESF, Northeast Regional Wild Card, Ethan Hall.
Ready.
He's drawn a tough dance partner, though. Stand number 2, one of our, I hate to call him a veteran competitor. I mean, it's his second year, I guess. Brad Jones from the University of Maine, our true Northeast Regional qualifier.
Well, I watched them go head-to-head at Alfred State at that qualifier, and Ethan Hall says, I'm the one who should have won it. I drew a bad log in the standing block shot, but this man can stock saw. Keep an eye on stand 1, Ethan Hall.
Trouble on 2. There we go. We found the chain break. Brad Jones.
Heard that. Look at Ethan Hall. Now, if he has 2 clean discs here, that's going to be a killer time, and it is.
Wow.
I'm telling you, that's the leader right there. I had an eye on the clock over his right shoulder, and he was mid-10s when that disc was severed.
There it is on top of the leaderboard at the stock saw with all competitors having run. Ethan Hall, the mighty oak from ESF in Syracuse, New York, a 10.53. That is a sick time coming out of the college ranks.
Well, I just went out there and cut it. I mean, had plenty of room on the wood. We did 4 inches for 2 cuts, and I fit it in there pretty easy. And yeah, it went well. The saw ran great. Used to run in a 461, but those 661s moved right along, so that was nice.
After our second event, we're halfway through our competition, and Ethan Hall has taken the overall lead, followed by William Adams and Aaron Hovis. Coming up next, the pressure intensifies as lumberjacks square off in a classic chopping event, the standing block, when the STIHL TimberSports Series continues. From the Southland of Chicago, Tinley Park, Illinois, the STIHL TimberSports Collegiate Challenge Championship is underway. 8 collegiate lumberjacks are vying for the title. They're ready for the next event, the standing block.
First heat of the standing block chop for our 2016 edition of the collegiate finals. John Parcell on stand number 1. You see him with rodeo tag 46 there. He's up against Kemp Wilson, who takes automatic credit for the best beard here today. And from the University of Maine, our true Northeastern regional qualifier, second-year competitor, Mr. Brad Jones, down on the far stand.
All right, gentlemen, timers ready. Contestants ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
These axes are big. I've seen some 88s out there, which are 8 inches wide, 8 inches long. Just enormous axes to throw around.
And it's going to be all about controlling that axe. And look at this, Brad Jones around. It looks like he got the job done in the front. Left himself some fresh air to drive through, but he looks like he's got a solid cut going, Dave.
I like it, Kevin. He did put a big front end. He's reaching forward. That one's going to come. Yeah. You got to love that. Skyward. He deserves that. He just annihilated the fastest standing block time of the year by almost 10 seconds. Nice slope on both the up and the down swings. Shifting those white pine fibers, and he drove with slope. He knew it, looks down and says, you guys will have nothing and like it.
Look at the chasm between Brad Jones and John Parcell, a 24 versus a 35. We're seeing professional times out of these top collegiate athletes. Stand number one, all the way at the far side of the stage, Sutton Carhart from Alfred. He's one of our Northeast wildcard competitors. Aaron Hovis, again, we were looking for a lot of things from him, being a veteran competitor. And Ethan Hall, current points leader from ESF in Syracuse, New York.
Well, with a good pace, you can put in 1 hit per second. We are looking for 24 hits or less to sever this log. We are looking for 24 hits or less to divide and conquer these standing block logs. And it looks like the man in the center, Hovis, around first. I think he missed his far driver in the front side, which means he's gonna have to cut that near wood out when driving the back off. They are punching, they are panicking. The clock has passed. And look at that, Hovis driving off. One swing behind him though, Ethan Hall. And Ethan Hall, not bad. Remember, this is the man leading this series so far.
There's how it stands. 2 out of 3 heats in the books. Brad Jones still untouchable, a 24.3. Aaron Hovis, though, picking up some serious Ram points, currently sitting in second with Ethan Hall right on his heels. Well, here's a man that's been watching a lot of standing block get cut. Currently sitting in second place overall, Wild Bill, William Adams from Paul Smith College. He's going to be up against Andrew Sargent, who had the fastest standing block time of the season of all of our qualifiers. He's out of the Mid-Atlantic region, hailing from West Virginia University.
Yeah, look at the enormous speed. This guy's bringing a howitzer on stand one. Billy Adams just firing him in there.
Running away from the front of that block. I don't think he got the job done.
I don't think he did either. He's throwing them in there incredibly fast, like a speed bag. There's just not a lot of slope and there's not a lot of slope and not a lot of penetration going on.
He's gonna take one more round. He's looking to drive. Can it go far?
Oh man, that's not a bad. I tell you, he's in the 20s. He brought the speed you need to make up for lack of power. And I tell you what, not bad at all. Anytime you're in the 20s with a 12-inch white pine log. Plus, he bested Andrew Sargent, the man with the fastest time coming into this show.
Getting there. Chop was pretty good. I came in a little steep, had a couple glances, and then lost my balance there at the end when I was going to drive. But all in all, good cut, and all the times are faster than the qualifiers, so nothing to complain about today.
Well, check out these Ram overall points. Billy Adams doing himself a whole lot of good. Ethan Hall right on his heels. Aaron Hovis, Brad Jones with 16 Ram overall points apiece. We have just one discipline left to decide our collegiate champion. That will be the single buck when we come back.
The STIHL Timbersports Series is brought to you by Ram, Guts, Glory, Ram. Dinty Moore, Lumberjacks eat more, Dinty Moore. STIHL, brought to you by the 36-volt STIHL Lightning Battery System. What can you do on a single charge?
The STIHL Timbersports Series continues. We are down to our final event. And Billy Adams sits atop the leaderboard while Ethan Hall, Aaron Hovis, and Brad Jones are in striking distance as we ready for an event where competitors must use their entire body, the single buck.
Kemp Wilson, as you mentioned, on stand number 2, he's our Clemson qualifier out of the Southern region. John Parcell over on stand number 1, there you see him in the black. He is out of the University of Montana, our Western Regional qualifier. They like to call him the catch-a-can kid.
All right, gentlemen, timers ready. Contestants ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Look at that, a full saw right off the bat from John Parcell. You gotta love that, and he is coming right at it. A hang from Kemp Wilson on stand 2, and he's playing catch-up right now, but that stand 2 saw is outcutting the number 1 saw.
Oh, big hang up on stand number 1 again. Brandon Sergei trying to give all the support he can, some coaching, some spray, some wedge, whatever he's got to do. Kemp Wilson gets some help from his brother. Oh, an amazing close race, considering the trouble we saw in both stands. They kind of negated each other out. And the efforts from those two guys will earn them a 24.5-second run for John Parcell and a 24.98 for Kemp Wilson. First heat, who knows? We got 3 left to go. We'll see how these times sort out. That man right there, Ethan Hall, the mighty oak from SUNY ESF in Syracuse, New York. He's up against Aaron Hovis from Three Rivers College. He's our Midwest regional qualifier, a timber cutter out in the Midwest. These guys are separated by just 2 Ram overall points, with currently Hall having the best of Hovis.
Well, this was Hall's tough event in the qualifier. He said he's changed a few things up and he's got his saw re-stoned. And I tell you what, he's not cutting bad at all. I didn't like the way he was warming up. Hovis on 2, though, not waiting around. And I believe Hovis is dominating the bottom third of that log. An even stroke. The saw is not rocking at all the teeth on it. And that's beautiful. And he just bested the fastest time of the year by Sutton Carhart. He is the fastest unofficial time of the year in the 18-second range. That is exactly what Hovis needed.
Well, Aaron Hovis posting a sub 20 seconds, a really nice 17.6. But look what happened here. We were talking about Hovis and Hall being just 2 points apart. Look what John Parcell did, just edging out Ethan Hall. Aaron Hovis needs to buy that man a soda pop. Arden Koger Jr. emerging from the woodwork to help out fellow West Virginian Andrew Sargent. He's our Mid-Atlantic regional qualifier. There you see him getting all set up over on stand number 2, though. Take a look at William Adams, Billy Adams from Paul Smith College. A lot of slope there. Really not throwing man, that was a hang up.
A little too aggressive, a little too out of control. Andrew Sargent, though, keeping all the teeth on the wood.
That's cutting.
Level. And I like that. He cut so much wood on the pull stroke. That's why the nose never dipped down, because he was compensating, cutting just as much on the pull as the push.
You know, I'm happy with the cut, definitely happy with the cut. I guess I didn't do very good in the first 3 disciplines, so I guess I was kind of like, you know what, screw it, I'll just go all out, we'll see what happens. And I just kind of I just went, I just saw it, you know, I just saw it, and it came out in my favor. So I don't know what's going to look like in the points, but with that cut, that's the best cut I ever made in my life. And being trained that much for that discipline, I'm glad that's how it played out.
Final heat of the final discipline for the 2016 STIHL Timbersports Collegiate Championships. There you see him on stand number 1 from the University of Maine, our Northeast qualifier, Brad Jones. On stand number 2 from Alfred College, Sutton Carhart.
There's his coach, Scotty Bingham, wedging for Sutton Carhart. He's calling him one-way Sutton because he says he's always got to get his way, and he did in the qualifiers. He won. He has the fastest time coming into this show, eclipsed, and he's looking for redemption here, and I don't think it's going to happen. We're already around the 10-second mark, and he's halfway through. Beautiful cut, though, by Sutton Carhart. Freshly filed by Paul Finnegar, an ex-Timbersports champion. And Carhart laying down a beauty time. Right around 19 seconds. He's not going to win it, but a beautiful cut.
The final discipline is in the books, and Andrew Sargent takes the win in the single buck. Aaron Hovis nabs the second-place finish, but it will not be enough to dethrone overall points leader William Adams, who takes home the STIHL Collegiate Challenge Championship. Right behind William Wild Bill Adams, Aaron Hovis takes second, and Andrew Sargent and Ethan Hall in the day in a tie for third.
From Paul Smith College, Wild Bill Adams.
Don't be afraid, bring a party to the stage. All of you wearing green shirts who can hear my delicious voice, come and
you get the wild card spot on the string of your teeth, the 8th ranked competitor amongst all 8. What are you feeling right now?
Joy. It's definitely a happy feeling, and I could have done it without any of my support behind me and my family up at the Great Alaska Lumberjack Show. And there's only 2 words to say after you win, and that's a big yellow!
Once again, the congratulations to William Adams from Paul Smith's College, the STIHL Timbersports Collegiate Challenge champion.